Hello everyone, Recabilly here. Today I want to talk about InferNEW by 3 Clicks Philip. Now this is 3 Click Philip's version of InferNEW that he's been making. You can check out his channel for all the updates on it. Link will be in the description. This guy is pretty smart. He's taken a lot of advice from the community to create something that I think we all can really enjoy one day. This map, Inferno, is such a good classic map, but there's a lot that needs to be fixed with it, and we're gonna see exactly what changes were made here that I disagree with and what I think we can change as well. I don't know how to make maps in CSGO. Maybe one day I'll learn, but if I could, then I would probably do some of the following changes. Now let's take a look at it. We'll walk through and take a look at some of the changes here so everybody knows what's going on. This is T-spawn. We have an alt exit now, an alternative exit. We have these boxes to hop up here. This is all good stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's walk in here. We have an additional room back here where you can look through a window and shoot down banana, which I really like. One of my favorite things, and I don't know if it was intentional or not, is this guy. Now you can stand up here, boom, pull back, and then watch banana again. So that's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at banana, one of the biggest changes and my least favorite change. A lot of people, including myself, agree that banana on Inferno need a change. However, I don't think this is it. This right here is a spammable box. As you can see, this box is completely spammable, or not, sorry, wall is completely spammable, which means if I were a CT, the first thing I would do is bring an SMG and just spray down in this angle. Covers the entire angle in which the enemy would have to walk through. Spray the entire angle while running, and then you hold your position from here. You get a teammate to go over there, you watch right here, and suddenly you have entire banana control, which means you can just lay down a smoke right here, and the terrorists have nothing to do but to go mid to A or try to go all the way through CT spawn to B. This spot seems a little too open, a little too spammable in my opinion. What would make it better is having this wall just be a solid wall, something that you can't spam through. I do like the idea of being able to peek over, but you can't do it right now. Like it's too high. You can't jump up here. Come on. It'd be cool if we can have this maybe just lift us up a little higher or bring the wall down a little lower so that people can like peek over and try to get a nice shot like that, an entry frag. Because you have to think about this. This map is supposed to be pretty skill based, right? You need to know the map in order to play it, in my opinion. And I think that's a good thing with Inferno, because there's gonna be a lot of spots that you're not used to when you're new to the map or new to the game. So you have to learn those spots before actually getting into competitive and learn how to play those and learn how to avoid them. So this right here is too easily played. I think anybody with 2 minutes experience in Counter-Strike, as soon as they learn, oh, the enemy comes this way, alright, I feel like that's their go-to. And to be honest, when that is a possibility and that works, it just seems a little bit OP for me. Because what are you gonna do as a counter-terrorist, or I'm sorry, as a terrorist? You have to look at both. Right here, I guess it's not car anymore, but these boxes right here and this corner right here. So it's not like you can spray through and do the same thing, because you and your team are all in this little spot here. While the counter-terrorist, one guy could be pushing right here, one guy could be back here, heck, one guy can be even on top, taking a look and seeing if anybody's walking. If he sees a head, just spray through it. I don't know, it seems a little bit too open in my opinion. I liked that the pillars kind of provided a little bit of protection when walking down banana. Like if you look at this, the terrorists have to walk from here all the way to this point before they can have any cover. This is their only cover, a spammable box. So I don't know. This is a little bit too open and a little bit too CT-sided in my opinion. Also, the sandbags, a little out of place. I think where they were was a good idea before, just because in the previous version, people would hide behind it. They would see somebody walk by and they wouldn't shoot. They would just let them walk by, keep watching. They would tell their team to rotate. As soon as their team's close enough and ready for it, he will pop out, get the first shot from behind, kill the people in front of him, and now suddenly he has the back sight while that person is locked inside the site, and you and your team can take him out pretty quickly. The idea of removing sneakiness and map knowledge and a map awareness is kind of annoying to me. I think that this map should be, any map in CSGO should have those spots where you can be sneaky, where you can be, where you can outplay your team based off of map knowledge, not just aim. This is beginning to turn into an aim duels map, because now obviously somebody's going to be standing back here or right here on banana. Maybe one guy over here, but this is a little bit too scary also because completely spammable right here. So yeah, let's go over here. I don't know. This is, yeah, too much of an aim duels area in my opinion. So let's take a look at B site. I think everything here is pretty good. The only thing that I'm not too fond of is this guy right here. Well, that was a horrible flash in everybody's opinion, but the idea of having to put this here, well, the actual purpose was for this. As a terrorist, you can come back here with a Molotov, and when you toss it, the idea is it bounces off of there and lands on the ground a lot faster. So that's kind of cool, right? I guess that's a nice idea. I just don't think it really works out with this. Maybe it's just a visual thing that I'm worried about, but something about it just doesn't seem right. Maybe it's the placement, but I don't know. I just don't know. It seems a little awkward. Maybe not the worst idea, but still, I think something needs to be changed. Alright, I do like everything else about here except for one more spot. Emo and dark. This is lit now. There's a light. Hello, light. You suck. I think that dark should be dark. Emo should be dark because it's, again, a cheeky hidden spot. If you can see everyone in front of your face, where's the skill? That is why I liked Inferno before, because there were spots that you couldn't see. There were these spots that even if you walked out like this, you couldn't tell if a player was there. Even if you were right here, sometimes you couldn't even see a player until you saw their little red name pop up underneath your crosshair. You wouldn't be able to tell that the player was there until you walked all the way up here sometimes, because people are so good at hiding here and they just don't move. They stay there and wait for a bomb plant, and then they go and try to shoot them. Ninja diffuses need to be possible in maps. It's part of the game, and removing that is really gonna take away from a lot of people's fun, in my opinion. This is made easier. I just suck at jumping, so there we go. So that's a thing, and then you can jump up here and all that stuff. So this is cool. I actually like this flat top right here. I think it's kind of cool. You can actually walk on it rather than try to like jump everywhere if you want to maneuver on this thing. It's a lot more visually pleasing in my opinion, so nice work here. Another spot that I really like is in here. This is awesome. This is great. There's a lot less clutter, a lot less worry on corners and stuff like that. You wouldn't have to like check this corner, check that corner, check this corner, jump up here kind of thing, and go all around those sandbanks and boxes. This is a good thing to be a little bit more open about. So the corners, as when you walk in here, you're gonna want to go like check this spot, check here, go here, check this spot, and then finally check this little corner because somebody can still hide here. My favorite spot to hide is right here, or even back here a little bit, because everybody's so worried about that spot and this spot that When they walk by, you just have to spray them down and then get pulled out. Obviously, there's no cover here, but since everybody's worried about the other spots, it's usually pretty easy to get a kill when standing right there. Anyway, let's go ahead and move over here. I like this thing, the well. The only thing that I don't like is that you have to jump from back here in order to get on top of it, which seems a little weird to me. It's kind of, you need to get the timing, or you need to get used to the timing to jump on that. I think though, if we were able to jump on top of here and then crouch jump up, that would be totally fine, but we can't do that right now. It feels like we should be able to, but we can't. So jumping on top of this little ledge and then jumping all the way on top, not possible, which sucks. Another thing that I disagree with is removing the ability to stand on top of this gazebo type of thing. Again, CSGO is supposed to have those map awareness positions, those cheeky spots, those spots that players can hide at. And if the enemy team doesn't think to look up there or look in that corner or look in that spot, then that person can get away with it, and it's a good thing. But now you don't have to worry about that, so let's just sweep our crosshair across. Alright, we're good, nobody's here. That's all you have to do. So standing, let's say if we had somebody right here, that person, imagine me walking by, sweeping across with my crosshair. He can't see me at this spot. As soon as he gets over here or tries to jump up here for some reason, bam, easy target because he didn't look at me. These things are important with CSGO maps, in my opinion. You need to have those spots that you can outplay your team rather than just outduel them in an aim battle. So that's probably my biggest concern. Now let's go over here. I have this really cool idea for this room because this seems a little too wide open, seems a little plain. I like the idea of having two doors, two exits for this, so that's kind of cool. But here's a thought, 3 clicks Philip, and I don't know if you're actually going to watch this or if anybody's going to send it to you, send the ideas to you, but here's a thought. Let's add a wall here. Nothing too deep. It doesn't need to have like another door or anything. Just have a wall in the room and make that an extra spot to check. Because when you walk out here, one of the most skillful things about pushing or even playing CSGO in general is a player being able to check the corners and peek out. So instead of just running out and getting shot from this guy standing right here, the terrorist or CT or whoever's pushing out would go like this, check their spot. I can't walk out the door. Check their spot and then check sight. So that's like the idea. Or they'd check sight before they push out. They'd go like this, make sure that there's nobody there, and then peek out once and then start looking towards the site, because checking these angles are important. And if we had a wall here, then we couldn't just kind of walk through, go like this, see if somebody's maybe gun sticking out right here or something. We have to first look down this way, make sure nobody's over there or over here, check this corner, and then push out. And now we can kind of see if we wanted to. I think that this gate, this little fence thing, should be pushed back a bit so that we can have a player standing in a cheeky position like back here. So now if you, let's say terrorists plant the bomb right here, or they plant the bomb right here, we have one terrorist hiding back here, and then we have another terrorist hiding back here. Now the CTs can come from here or here, but we have a little bit of a crossfire going on. I like that idea a lot. I think it'd be pretty cool. It doesn't need to be like too pushed back, not like all the way back, but just enough so that a player can kind of sit back here in case anybody comes through here. They can catch them off guard, because right now there's no hiding here, not even for the least bit. I like that this place on site is a lot more cleared up. It's beautiful in my opinion. I think the first version was a little too clear, but now that some of these boxes are back, or you know, it's just a lot less visible and open. I like that idea. I think it should be clean and neat, but it shouldn't be open and easily it shouldn't be too easy to spot somebody. So if I'm standing back here, I don't want to be stuck here. So this box gives me the ability to kind of push out a little and play with the enemy team, try to get those headshots over the box kind of thing. I like this. I like this a lot, that you can run up here and just go straight in. I think that's gonna be really cool in game. Yeah, I totally agree with removing the balcony area from over here. That just seemed like a pointless and very difficult spot for terrorists, because they had to not only push out here where they are already visible from library, from I'm blanking out on my names, but this area, and then site, and then pit. But they also had to freaking worry about this guy on top of the rails over here or whatever, balcony. Yeah, just seemed kind of pointless at that point. Let's see here. So let's go inside. Now this room right here, I like it. This is an excellent room. Aesthetically, I would say take a fan and put it up here as well, but that's just aesthetics, has nothing really to do with gameplay. I like the windows that you can actually walk out of them. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that's kind of cool. The only thing that I don't like about this area is these two balconies. Now, the reason why I say both of them is because, well, for one, this guy easily jumped into, and then you can just walk in and shoot. I like the idea of not having a crouch jump, not making this a too difficult jump. Like going over here is totally fine. But I think that there should still be that railing right here that we have to jump over, because this is supposed to be a spot that you need to have practice with. You need to know how to get through it before doing it. So it's not everybody should be able to do this on their first try, and they should be caught off guard. So if somebody, let's say somebody's holding from right here, they're watching over here, they see a little head pop up, somebody lands there, now they know, okay, somebody's there, and then the enemy team needs to know, or the terrorists need to know, okay, so somebody was there, how do I play this? Maybe you can figure out, I don't know how possible this is, but figure out a way to jump into the window right there or something. That'd be kind of cool. But the idea is, don't make it too easy. I don't think any map should be too easy. I mean, we're not playing Call of Duty here, folks. Every map should have its spots that are difficult for most people to do, but possible for a skilled player to do. So if somebody jumps up here, which everybody can do, now they have to jump on top of the railing and get a kill. I like that a lot more than just being able to run in and clear out apartments super easily. I like that wall. Pretty good addition in my opinion. And I think that's it. That covers everything. But I wanted to show you my favorite part of this map, because it's possibly the most important addition, which is this. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you disliked the video, feel free to dislike it. 3 clicks Philip. I hope you like my ideas. Obviously, I'm not a map maker, but I think some of them are pretty important to kind of stick with, to make the feel of CSGO still feel like CSGO. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Hello everyone, Recabilly here. Today I want to show you how to smoke bank here on Overpass. Right now, we got our suspect on Inferno. He does seem to have a little bit of some crazy aim going.